Hello, today we're going to talk about the restoration of a 1977 Airstream land yacht. This shot is from the tongue. It shows the rock guard, that's the pebbled finish at the bottom. It's silver at the top. It's painted, actually. That's not the actual finish. They decided not to refinish and took a simpler solution, probably less expensive, and painted it. The top, at the very top, you can see fading, and actually that's degraded paint. It's a lot more apparent up close. It took several coats of paint remover and lots of time to take all of this off. It was a very tedious process. That's a shot of the front side with the door. The inside shows the degradation and the age of the trailer. Not a lot of good pictures. That's in the bathroom of that stage. It was a bunkie. That's where both beds were. That's the insulation. It had been wet and it was moldy and nasty. It was taken out. That's a picture of it after it's removed. We chose to use blue board to replace it. We could have spray foamed it, but that was pretty expensive, and this was something we could do ourselves. That's a picture of the PVC dome that's in both ends. Those are rivets, and let me tell you, there were rivets everywhere. Each one had to be drilled out and then replaced when we got ready to put that back in. So that was very time consuming. Lots. I can't even count the number of those. That's a picture of the end of the trailer where the rock guard was, or is, I guess, with the paint removed. Those are the ridges and just shots of partially done insulation and sections that weren't finished yet. That was a time-consuming process as well. Fitting each of those boards into those spaces, tucking them behind the little ribs there, and then later spray foam was put in the gaps that helped secure it. The wiring, most of the time, could either be run behind it, or if not, a groove was cut into the foam and the wires were placed in, as easy as that, but that made them flush, so you could put an industrial duct tape over them. Traditional duct tape just peels right off that foam board. So that's a shot of the end cap again. This just is showing that it required 2 layers. The flexibility of the thinner layers let you be able to bend it and layer and put it in under that ridge right there. That really was helpful because it did support most of it. And the spray foam, once that was in, and then the sealing material after that secures it quite nicely. And it gives us really good insulating property. We did all of those little panels. They had to be, when they weren't as simple as a square that could be, or a rectangle, the wedges in the back and the domes were individually cut and shaped specifically for that section. That's a shot of the center panel. Now that is the only section that we put traditional fiberglass insulation back in. You can see where all the fans and the wiring harnesses and all of that is located in that panel. So because of all the intricacies there, it was just much simpler to do the fiberglass insulation. It's the PVC panel and the dome in the back, I should say. Those things were difficult to get out and difficult to put back. That's a shot of the opposite end of the trailer, the tongue end of the trailer as you walk in the door. That's a pretty good shot of several partially done sections. That's a big wiring harness, and that dome, like we said, was difficult, so the wiring harness had come down and it had to be placed back in, and figured out how to see all those little triangular pieces were put in individually, and that was interesting, figuring out how to accomplish that at the time. This trailer showed a lot of potential. It was almost overwhelming to consider taking it on. Those are just various shots, again, of the end panels, the end caps, where we had to You can see a little piece of formica that was cut and shaped to hold those fiberglass, that insulation in while you're shaping it, trying to get it to stay. Here's a shot of the actual man that had the plan working. Thanks for watching. There's more to come. Like and subscribe.